and welcome to this edition of In My Mailbox. This week I have quite a stack. I don't know how I got quite so many books, especially after I was so good last week with only library books, but so it goes. The first book that I have is called An Island Out of Time, a memoir of Smith Island in the Chesapeake by Tom Horton. I got this from the publisher, W.W. Norton. This is the kind of book I think anyone who's been around the Chesapeake at all would be really interested in, so I'm hoping that it's really good. Next up I have Reality Radio, telling true stories in sound. I've met recently several radio journalists, and I've been really interested in what they do and understanding what they do, so I'm hoping to find out more. Which brings me to my next book, Sound Reporting, the NPR Guide to Audio Journalism and Production. I'm told that these books are really great, and so hopefully they are. It'll probably take me a while to read them. I really enjoyed Polysyllabic Spree, and in fact I started reading Believer magazine just for its author, Nick Hornby, and I found out that he came out with another collection of essays called Shakespeare Wrote for Money, where basically Nick Hornby just talks about the books he's reading that month, and he manages to make it sound so much more interesting than I think I do here, but he's just a hilarious writer, and I'm really looking forward to this book. And next I have The Best American Travel Writing. This was on sale at Politics and Prose, so I couldn't resist. I've been eyeing it for a while. We'll see how it goes. You know, I've been on a travel writing kick lately. And I also have How to Read and Why by Harold Bloom. You'd think as a book blogger I'd know, but I'm curious to see what old Harold has to say. This was recommended by another book blogger, the New Dork review of books that I really like. Check it out sometime. So hopefully it teaches me a little something about how to be a more careful reader. One book I've been really craving for a while is The Happiness Project by Gretchen Rubin. I got this book out from the library and started reading it, and it's really interesting. She approaches happiness as a goal that she tries to attain over 1 year. It sort of strikes me, again, as another kind of book that I might read a couple chapters and put it down, so I thought I'd get a copy for myself, so I'm glad to finally have it. I also bought a book for my Kindle. This is the second book I've ever bought for my Kindle, but I think it'll be worth it. It's the first book of the Hunger Games trilogy by Suzanne Collins. And I know many of you have been reading that trilogy, and I know that I'm totally late to the scene, but I'm curious to see why everyone's talking about it. So, on to my library books. It's only what I bought this week. I first have American Wife by Curtis Sittenfeld. I'm told that this is really great. Nomad Reader listed as one of the best books she's ever read, and I really like her blog, so yeah, hopefully it's good. It's about a first lady. Rich Renix, whom I follow on Twitter, highly recommended the second book of Emily St. John Mandel, but he recommended that I first read her first book, Last Night in Montreal. So, I really like Montreal, having traveled there 2 years ago, and I'm hoping to discover a great new writer. Finally, I have a different book than what I normally review, The Night Bookmobile by Audrey Niffenegger. I really liked her first book. I really didn't like her second book, so we'll see how she is at the graphic novel, or really picture book form. Short, so if I hate it, doesn't really take up much time, but I know that she's a trained artist. She teaches at an art school in Chicago, or did, so I mean, it has a blurb by Neil Gaiman, so please, please, please be good. That's it for me. I know, only a dozen books, but see you later.